And local dentists are about to trade in their drills for syringes. Pacific's Dugoni School of Dentistry in San Francisco is partnering up with the city to begin administering COVID-19 vaccines tomorrow. Joining me now with more on the school's effort is the dean of the school, Dr. Nader Nadershahi. Dr. Nadershahi, thank you so much for joining us. This is a big day and a big step towards our fight against the virus.
Well, thank you so much for having me here. We're really excited and happy to answer any questions and share some of the information and our excitement with you.
So as you know, just the average American, we obviously don't know what goes into the process of kind of gearing up to provide vaccines to the public. You guys are a dental school, obviously a healthcare professional that administers shots as well. I've gotten many when I go see the dentist. What did the School of Dentistry have to do to kind of gear up for this, for being able to distribute vaccines?
So dentistry traditionally, as you know, has not been involved in giving vaccines, but now there are 20 states across the country, including California, that have given approval for dentists to provide vaccines, so we can have more providers getting these life-saving doses out into the community. So we've been working over the last month since California approved this through the Department of Consumer Affairs with the San Francisco Department of Public Health. And we've set up a vaccine center. We have our vaccination site all set up and the recovery area and check in and check out. So the team here has just done such an incredible job of preparing for this. We will be vaccinating all of our students, faculty, and staff that provide the clinical care. And our hope is to be able to provide vaccines to the community, working with the Department of Public Health, so we can help everybody emerge out of this pandemic that we've all been dealing with.
I mean, we've been in this situation for pretty much a year now, and when you think back to just 3-4 months ago, we didn't think we would be in a place where we are, where more and more people are getting vaccinated every day. How exciting is it for you and your staff and just everyone over at Dugoni School of Dentistry to be able to be a part of such a big thing?
Oh, I can't tell you how exciting it is. I was speaking with our Executive Associate Dean, Eve Cuny, who's been putting together the Vaccine Center and working with our partners in our School of Pharmacy and our School of Health Sciences. We've been looking forward to this. I can't tell you how much better we'll all be able to sleep once we have more of our community vaccinated and safe out there.
Absolutely. Now, do you know how many vaccines your facility will receive and how many you'll be able to distribute daily?
Yeah, so we're prepared to be able to distribute as many as 500 vaccines in a day over the weekend, but the distribution is really based on the availability of vaccines through the Department of Public Health here in San Francisco, the state, and obviously the federal distribution.
And so it has to be good news that you guys are opening up to do this. Does that just is an indication that the city is receiving more vaccines than before? Because I know supply has been a big thing really across the state and specifically here in San Francisco, but just being able to open and administer and distribute these vaccines is a sign that we are receiving more vaccines now. Is that right?
Well, it's, I've been really impressed with our public health officials here in the city of San Francisco as they continue to make sure we have as much as possible to distribute. But the supply chains are still a little bit constrained, and I know they, just as much as we, want to be prepared to distribute that. So opening centers like ours will only make sure that we don't have any constraints in that distribution system once we have more vaccines. So we're not quite there yet to have as many vaccines as the mayor and our governor have put out as the goals, but as soon as we are, we're certainly ready here at the University of Pacific's Dugoni School to be a part of that distribution.
Well, it's good that we are prepared when that supply does come in. Now, how do people sign up? Is the vaccines that you guys will be distributing, is it for, let's say, only people that go to UOP, or is it for the general public? And if so, how do people sign up?
So right now, we follow the San Francisco Department of Public Health's guidelines in terms of distribution. Right now, the vaccines are for our providers here in the clinic at the University of Pacific. And then we will be opening that up to San Francisco Dental Society members, other healthcare providers through the tiered groups. And then hopefully as soon as they're available and approved, we'd be able to get them out to others. Once the vaccines are available to sign up, we will work with the Department of Public Health to distribute the sign up links. So we're not quite there yet, but hopefully we're getting close.
And as the dean of the dental school and being part of such a big effort, what message do you have for people that haven't received the vaccine and are still kind of hesitant about it?
Yeah, my message, maybe two messages. The first one is, even if you're receiving the vaccine, we still have to follow the same safety guidelines. We still need to mask up. We still need to keep our distance, wash our hands, and be careful with what we do. And for those that are concerned about the vaccine, I encourage you to look at the information on the public health websites. The vaccines have been tested. There is safety and efficacy data. I'm certainly comfortable with it. I'm being vaccinated myself as a healthcare provider, and I encourage everyone to really consider doing that, because once we have enough people vaccinated, then we can get back to the next normal where we can open up our communities, have kids back in school, have our businesses open, and really be able to get back to the life that we love to live here in San Francisco.
And just to piggyback on what you were talking about, I mentioned this earlier, a lot of people do get their resources online, but a lot of times people go to sources that are not necessarily legitimate or credible, and people go down this black hole of just misinformation. So it is important to kind of check on the credibility and the legitimacy of the site from which you are obtaining your information. And the CDC is probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, probably one of the best sources to go to for the information pertaining to COVID-19, right?
It is, and that's a really important point that you make. The CDC, our San Francisco Department of Public Health, even going to your healthcare provider, in the hospital or wherever you may go, they may have some resources. I would look at those trusted sources that are using evidence and making sure that you're getting the very best information.
All right. Well, Dr. Nadershahi, we really appreciate what you and your faculty and staff are doing for the public. Hopefully, we will get to a point where everyone is able to get the vaccine, and we really appreciate your time today. Thanks so much.